Alagang AMOSUP, Associated Marine Officers and Seamen's Union of the Philippines. Ang programang para sa mga Filipino seafarers at kanilang pamilya. Maghahatid ng impormasyon, magbibigay ng inspirasyon, at tatalakay sa kanilang mga sitwasyon, kalagayan at iba pang mga pangangailangan. Alagang AMOSUP. Kasama si Camille Simbulan dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service at Radyo Pilipinas Radyo Publiko.
Magandang araw po at welcome po muli sa Alagang AMOSUP, ang serbisyo publiko sa radyong hatid ng Associated Marine Officers and Seamen's Union of the Philippines o AMOSUP at ng Radyo Pilipinas World Service. Sa programang ito ay pinag-uusapan po natin ang iba't ibang mga programs and welfare services ng AMOSUP para sa mga miyembro at dependents ng ating union. Tinatalakay din po natin dito ang mga napapanahong issue tungkol sa mga karapatan at kapakanan ng mga magigiting nating Filipino seafarers or sea-based overseas Filipino workers. Ang Alagang AMOSUP ay napapakinggan sa mga shortwave frequencies na 9.920 MHz, 12.120 MHz at 15.190 MHz. Sumasahim papawid din po ang ating programa sa flagship station na Radyo Pilipinas Radyo Publiko 738 kHz tuwing linggo, alas 7 hanggang alas 7:30 ng gabi. Special shoutout po syempre sa mga miyembro ng AMOSUP at sa lahat ng mga Pilipino at Pilipinang madaragat sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo na nakatutok sa atin.
Alagang AMOSUP dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service at Radyo Pilipinas Radyo Publiko.
Welcome po muli sa isa na namang episode ng Alagang AMOSUP ngayong Men's Health Month. Bibigyang diin po natin ang isang mahalagang usapin para sa ating mga Pilipinong mandaragat at sa lahat ng mga kalalakihan, ang kahalagahan ng pag-iwas sa sakit sa pamamagitan ng regular na check-up at tamang pangangalaga sa kalusugan. Kaya ang ating paksa ngayong araw ay usapang kalusugan ng kalalakihan. Prevention is better than cure. Kaya naman, it's an honor to introduce our special guest for today na isa sa mga matagal nang nagsisilbing doktor mula sa AMOSUP Seamen's Hospital, Manila. He is a family medicine physician with experience in occupational health, preventive care, and primary health care. Specializing in family medicine, he provides comprehensive care for patients of all ages with a strong focus on health promotion, disease prevention, and early detection of illness. He also serves as the Pre-Employment Medical Examination or PEME head, overseeing the medical evaluation of seafarers and workers to ensure fitness for duty in accordance with the International Maritime and Occupational Health Standards. He is dedicated to promoting health, safety, and wellness, ensuring individuals are fit for safe and productive work. Let us all welcome to Alagang AMOSUP, Dr. Eleazar Domingo.
Hi, good afternoon to all your viewers and listeners. Thank you for having me here.
Ayan.
Maraming salamat sa inyong paanyaya.
At maraming salamat po sa pagpapaunlak, Doc Domingo. Ayan, alam ko familiar face si Dr. Domingo sa mga members natin na nakatutok sa atin ngayon. The friendly face in AMOSUP Seamen's Hospital. Kung may mga health concerns ng ating mga miyembro, napaka-approachable ni Dr. Domingo sa ating Seamen's Hospital, Manila. Ayan. So, let's jump right into our discussion today, Doc Domingo. Why is it important po to prioritize our health, especially for Filipino seafarers who work hard to provide for their families and secure the future of their families?
Of course, the prioritization of health amongst our seafarers, it's very vital as that will dictate more or less also the provision and providing for their families. Because ang ating mga mandaragat ay kailangan pumasa sa napaka-stricto at extensive na medical. So, health is very important before they're allowed to embark. So, health should always be a priority for them. The sustainability in the provision of income, of course, will depend so much on one's health. A healthy seafarer will be able to provide amongst their families. So,
Tsaka kasi syempre, ilang buwan sila sa barko yun din yung reason kaya napaka-strict ng pamantayan po.
Yes, the demand is very hard. It's physicality, mental aspect as well. Just being away from your family, it entails so much stress to our seafarers.
Opo, talaga.
Napakahirap talaga. laking sakripisyo sa ating mga mandaragat just to be just to work on board.
Opo. So, Doc, based on your experience po, no, napakatagal nyo rin po sa AMOSUP Siemens Hospital. Ang dami nyo na rin pong mga natulungan ng mga Pilipinong mandaragat natin. Ano po yung mga pinakamahalagang mga health concerns that men, especially seafarers, should regularly monitor to stay healthy, fit, and ready for work on board?
The basic is, it's actually basic. So, some of the problems will always be age-related, but that doesn't mean na pagbata ka, hindi ka pwede magkaroon ng mga problema, no? In checking like the basic of like blood pressure, even weight for that. So as one ages talaga, you will have different tests to do, like add-ons from the basic of the examination during their PEME. So, marami siyang mga simple at dapat gawin na nakakalimutan ng ating mga seafarers paminsan-minsan.
Tsaka, may mga sinasabi po sila na listen to your body.
Yes, but that is true, of course. That is when may manifestasyon na, no? But it will not always apply na you wait for symptoms to happen before you try to find out. A good example there is hypertension. Hypertension is, or at least for most, is not about the symptoms. So it's basic, actually. It's just knowing lang. By regularly checking your blood pressure, it's a matter of catching if one's blood pressure is elevated or not.
Kasi minsan kahit na the person looks healthy naman, ano, Doc? Pero yung pala parang meron na, even yung sa blood sugar.
That's correct. Ang diabetes kaya napakahirap talagang gamutin yan. Kasi most talaga ang aasahan nila is kung anong nararamdaman. So most of them, actually the problem there is the state of mind, diba? Halos lahat ng diabetiko, they go through the difficulty in addressing the dietary aspect of things. No? So medyo distorted yung understanding at saka yung mindset as to how to go about in the treatment of diabetes. Sometimes they don't even accept it. The basic of that is for you to correct a problem, you have to accept that there is a problem first.
Acknowledge na.
Yes. Correct. So yeah, it will not always be about symptoms, but of course more so if you are feeling something or may nararamdaman, address it. I mean, we're here. Doctors will be here to at least explain things and to address those issues if ever. It's better to say it than rather keep it to themselves.
Yes, lalo na nga po kung alam nila na they're about to go on board and they'll be away for months. Hindi naman laging readily available yung mga medical facilities.
Marami kasi yan na they lean on their own understanding of things. So it's not to judge them, pero talagang minsan for us men. Sadly, that's how we think most of the time. No, we'd rather not know. Yeah, see, that's the problem, is what we do not know will not hurt us. That's wrong mindset and wrong attitude.
Kaya yung iba na na-anxious na
yes, even in
pa-check up, magpa-test,
especially with regards to mental health, the stressors that one goes through, sometimes they just keep it to themselves and hope that it will disappear.
In denial, kumbaga po. Mahalagang bahagi din po ang mental health.
Napaka po. State of mind is very important in addressing even the physical health. Yeah. So it will always start here, the mindset of the patient.
Magmamanifest naman sa...
Yes. Even in addressing certain chronic diseases. Yung mga hypertension, diabetes, a good mindset will always help you. So it adds to it. It becomes a compounding problem eventually. So yung dapat na naiwasan, imbis na naiwasan, naging komplikado yung problema. So the mental health also, kung maganda ang suporta, especially from the families, support will always come in every angle of things, no?
Yes.
You have the family, kasi with the advent of technology, at least our seafarers now nakakapag-communicate with the family. That's good in a way. But it could also be a source of
It could
possible conflict and stress.
could really go both ways. That's why
Yes.
in our mga ibang episodes namin, we always remind the family to also laging isipin na yung sitwasyon ng mga seafarers natin on board, they're under a lot of pressure most of the time. Iba yung time zone, Doc, diba?
Yes.
Yung sleep quality nila is another ano yan.
It has to be understood also by the family themselves, no. Ang hirap na maging mandaragat, no? Just to be away for months, no? Not seeing your family. Napakasakit, napakahirap nun, no? So imagine how that will affect the seafarer, no? So they have to be strength in mind. That's very important, no?
Yes.
But somehow that's how men are. Priority will always to provide, diba? Regardless, no? So we
Kaya-
tuck it in.
Kinakaya.
Kinakaya.
No? Kahit may nararamdaman or may malalim na iniisip, they really have to get the job done. Yun ang nasa isip po nila. Dok, gaano po kahalaga yung regular medical checkups, mga annual physical exams and preventive screenings in helping seafarers maintain a healthy and active lifestyle?
Mahalaga kasi it somehow puts the seafarer in that zone of consciousness. Yeah. Kasi that's how knowledge will come into play. No, most of our seafarers, they know that they have the knowledge. You know, so problem is what you do with that knowledge. Diba? Like if previously they were flagged for certain problems, no? May mga problema nakita sa medical. So they look at the medical kasi as something like adversarial for them, kalaban, which is dapat hindi, ano.
Or something
It's-
that they have to tick the
Yes,
boxes
it should be
of.
something that's something welcoming to know. Diba? And in knowing, it's doing something about it is a different thing all throughout. Diba? So most of them will know, but doing something about it is a different thing. So in seeing them on a regular basis when they undergo medical, somehow we get a good assessment. It's like a risk assessment. Hindi po siya garantiya. So, but somehow you reduce the percentage of problems happening or incidents happening while on board.
The
So mas
risk.
maganda yan na hindi naman perfecto, pero at least to address certain concerns. Not for that moment alone, but even while they're on board, there has to be a continuation of the health habits. Minsan kasi nakikita namin dyan is when they're able to hurdle yung ating medical, which is dapat they shouldn't see it in that manner, no. Pag nalalagpasan po nila, nakakalimutan na po nila na may mga naging problema po nung may mga concerns na ni-raise dun sa like may mga tumaas dun sa mga bayan. Not necessarily na may problema na, but you have telltale signs before the manifestation of certain diseases. No? So minsan ina-address na natin yan maaga pa lang para gawan nila ng paraan. No? Hindi lang sa pag-inom ng medikasyon, kundi to go straight to what's causing it.
Yung
Basically,
lifestyle.
yeah, what they put in their mouth, yan palagi naman na magdidikta nun, di ba? So in knowing how to go about with things, it becomes preventive. No? But that is if they will accept the recommendation. No?
So dapat yung mga listeners natin ma-encourage na makipagtulungan, parang let's work together to keep you
Yes,
healthy. Oo,
yes,
parang wag
that's
masamain kung
correct.
nire-remind kayo ni Doc na medyo bawas-bawasan yung ating sugar. Ganyan kasi syempre at the end of the day nandito po ang Siemens Hospital, nandito sina Doc Domingo para tulungan po kayo to ensure na maganda yung inyong kalusugan pag sumakay na po kayo ng barko at para ma-maintain po yung inyong hindi lang physical kundi pating mental health nyo. Kasi syempre kung healthy kayo at wala kayong nararamdaman, mas masarap magtrabaho, mas wala kang iniisip. Pero kung may konting worry na teka, parang may nararamdaman ako or may iba dun sa resulta ng mga tests, di ba? Dagdag yan sa sakit sa dibdib kaya nun pag meron kang iniisip tapos nakakontrata ka ng ilang buwan ka sa barko. Hindi mo sure kung may access ka sa medical facility.
Yan ang kagandahan ng pag-miyembro ka ng AMOSUP. No? So, if there were certain problems that were raised at that time, like what we do in our PEME department, so we, even if I clear them, they're fit to work. It doesn't end there. It shouldn't end there, especially the ones who were flagged for certain elevations. No? So we encourage them to use their benefits, to know their benefits at least, to find out
Yes.
if what they did while they're on board worked. So it's a rechecking. So.
Yes. At saka Dok, hindi lang yung kumbaga, meron din kasi tayong telemental health, telehealth at
Telehealth,
telemental health.
Yes.
Na kahit nasa barko na sila, pwede silang mag-reach out sa telehealth natin, sa telemental health service natin, para kung may nararamdaman, may concern sila, pwede silang makipag-usap sa ating mga consultants.
Yes, it's actually a good program by
Sa Siemens
by
Hospital.
the Siemens Hospital. No? So we're one of the early ones who were able to establish that. That was even before
Yes.
COVID.
Yes.
But the first intention, if I'm not mistaken, the first intention of the telehealth is to address the mental health. And then somehow it evolved. It has been used in so many modalities. It really helps in so many ways. Well, that was highlighted, of course, during COVID.
Yes. Di ba?
So ang ganda ng support niya. We have a system in place, no? And there will always be a doctor in the other end of the line.
Yes. And if we can share the details of the telehealth and the telemental health on the screens po, ipopost po natin yan sa inyong mga screens para kung kayo po ay pasakay ng barko or meron kayong mga kakilala, mga kabaro po na gustong malaman yung telehealth telemental health services ng AMOSUP, para sa mga miyembro po ng AMOSUP ay nandyan po sa inyong screens ang mga detalye. Ayan, isang mahalaga po yung programa ng AMOSUP kasi it shows na yung commitment po ng AMOSUP hindi nagtatapos sa lupa. Kahit on board ka, ay ramdam mo po ang Alagang AMOSUP.
Tama po.
Ayan. Doc, how can you encourage more men to make use of the free health services and view regular consultations as an important part of self-care and being responsible for their families? Na, Doc, yung health nila, hindi lang yung para sa kanila eh.
Correct. It's actually understanding, well, of course, the promotion of it's everywhere. As I mean, AMOSUP, it's always been there in the promotion of the services that it can provide, will provide. But it's the mindset of most of our members, or a lot of our members. They'd rather not know. So it's very good to encourage them to know those things, health promotions in also many ways. But for us, when we see them naman, we make them feel comfortable.
Of course.
At least, so they wouldn't feel like we're kalaban. Because we're not there to stop them from so we're there to help them, to aid them at least. It's very important for them to understand those things. Now that we're understanding in how it's done, so that's when they have eventually they will have those problems with their health. And unfortunately, yan. Madami yan na ganun. In promoting it, hindi lang naman yung sa organization itself, but also their mind and heart is, of course, well, it's if they will not do it for themselves, kasi men will always provide, diba? That's basic nature. But sometimes, in knowing na there will always be temptations and ganun, so sometimes they forget what why they're there, or their purpose, So I always tell them naman, at least if not for themselves, for their families. Every time they think that way, bumabalik sila sa
yung why.
Tamang daan.
Yung why.
Yeah.
Tsaka, syempre, Doc, talagang yung yung lifestyle yung kanilang, yung diet, yung constantly, making time to move, to exercise, kahit mga small exercises.
Exercise actually is very, very good. So again, the issue is the state of mind. exercise is it may sound cliche-ish or repetitious, no? Diet and exercise, it will always be there. Palagi nandun yan. But for one, if you think about it, no, bago ka mag-engage sa ehersisyo, you will need to convince the mind and the body to do it. No? The exercise proper in itself is not the one that's difficult. It's the startup. Doing it. So that also gives like I always tell patients, strength of mind. Eventually you will have the strength of the body. It will follow. And vice versa as well. No? So if you're regularly exercising, you don't just condition the body. You also condition the mind, because it is something that's very difficult. Pag nagawa mo yan, somehow your perspective of things becomes different. It's how you approach it's your approach to seeing problems. When it's not at an advantage to a certain perspective, you take it in a different perspective. That's where you might see the answers to that problem.
At saka you don't really have to start big.
No.
Diba? In anything na
Start what's practical and doable. What can be what's available. That's basic of that's walking, or one may do calisthenics,
stretching.
Yes, a lot. It's a common problem amongst your seafarers, especially the ones 40s and above.
Yes.
The back problems.
Tsaka yung blood circulation. Ayan, it helps. Ayan, so tama.
Exercise will not correct a chronic problem, but in a way, it will help.
It will help.
In the studies, one who has those chronic diseases, like one who's hypertensive or one who has diabetes, somehow one may outlive someone who doesn't have any of those problems, so long as they're exercising. And when you exercise, that puts you also in a zone of consciousness. Now, those problems, especially diabetes, hypertension, is when one loses consciousness of things, like while they're eating, diba?
Yeah. Yung awareness mo, or sa the way you consume.
Actually, the dietary aspect of things, of course, stress will always be there. You can never remove that. It will always be there. The teachings there is how our seafarers must tackle those stressors. Problems will not run away, so they will have to find ways to or at least the advantageous approach in dealing with certain problems. Unfortunately, stressor, when indirectly, it influences one's wrongdoings in the health habits, like diet. No? One will more likely to overeat, because when one is so stressed, they find comfort in food. Okay, or for some, they find comfort in maybe smoking and doing mga taking alcoholic beverages. Okay, so it starts from there.
So yun ba yung mga karaniwan na dinudulog sa'yo, Dok, ng mga pasyente mo? Doon sila nagre-resort kapag they're heavily stressed?
Most of the time, it's the eating.
Eating.
And they will always have if we encourage them to exercise, they will always give excuses. Okay, I always tell them naman, it's hard talaga, but you must find time.
Make time.
But there is time.
Yung ganun, Doc, like for example, kasi stress, yung buzzword na stress, it's really everybody experiences stress. And syempre iba yung stress ng mga seafarers natin. Stress of being far away from your loved ones, the stress of the workload on board, the stress of syempre iba-ibang lahi din kayo, getting along with everyone, relational. Also the stress of, lalo na ngayon ang daming mga conflict in different parts of the world. What advice do you usually give them to address stress? Para hindi sila mag-resort to the unhealthy habits.
Well, of course, like what I said a while ago, exercise. And of course, having the right mindset and look at the positivity of things. Diba? The greatest stressor, as with my engagement with seafarers, it's not so much, well, of course, the others will be there. But the greatest there will be not being able to provide.
Yun talaga.
So if
yun ang kanilang stress.
So health will always be there as on top. No? So it's if it's about perspectives, how one sees problems, no? So there's no, you cannot avoid it. It will be
Yes.
there, but it's how one approaches certain obstacles, challenges, no? So instead of one shouldn't fuel those problems, no? So there will be ramifications from those thoughts. Yeah. So instead of diffusing it or finishing it, most will fuel it. So until it's hard to control, no?
Yeah.
And it consumes them eventually.
Yeah. So dapat talaga as early as, yung consciousness mo, I have to snap out of it and, address it in a way that I could move forward.
Positivity of things. So,
Yes, tama yan.
to always show for the best. So,
Hope.
maybe
It's
praise.
prayers. Mahalaga yan sa kanila, Dok, kasi syempre iba
Yes,
talaga, iba.
yes.
And I can just imagine, no, the stories that you hear. Sa tagal mo na sa pag-handle ng PEME, Dok, at syempre iba-ibang age, iba ang concerns ng mga Gen Z at millennial
Yes,
seafarers.
correct. And iba-ibang stressors
Iba-
and coming from
yes.
different directions also.
And syempre yung mas may mga old
What will
age.
also help, by the way, is of course the support of family.
Yes.
Okay, they have to understand first and foremost how a seafarer or what the seafarer goes through when they're on board, how difficult it is to become one. So understanding, lots of patience and understanding coming from the families,
families.
of course. At the end of the day, it's for them.
Yes,
It's for
absolutely.
their welfare.
Lahat naman ng sacrifices eh.
Napakahirap talaga.
Lahat ng survey na ginawa, interviews na ginawa, ang top answer ng seafarers, ba't nila pinili ang kanilang profesyon ay ang kanilang mga pamilya. Kaya sila rin po talaga.
Imagine, lost time, diba? Tapos, at times, they wouldn't feel or reciprocated with the work that they did, so the sacrifices that they did. No?
Yun ba yung mga kwento sa'yo, Doc?
Yes.
May mga ganun silang hugot.
Yes.
So yun, so for the family siguro magandang mensahe din natin today na yun. Mahalaga po ang contribution nyo sa men's health, sa health ng inyong mga husbands na nagbabarko. Malaking bagay po yung inyong love and support.
Reassurance.
Yes, reassurance na andito kami, pag uwi mo, andito kami, welcome you with open arms.
The wives talaga, they need to hold the fort.
Oh
for the
yes.
husband.
Ayan, Doc. Finally, ano na lang po yung mensahe niyo sa ating mga miyembro? Sa mga miyembro, mga seafarers muna. And then, after yung sa message nyo naman po sa families nila. I-reiterate lang po.
Sa ating mga miyembro, I think, alam niyo naman po ang mga benepisyo ninyo. Huwag kayo matatakot in knowing, no? So, don't look at us as kalaban or, no? We're here to help you. But importante kasi na to act on it immediately. Let's not wait kasi at most of the time kasi the problems na mangyayari yan, kulang tayo sa oras to correct things. Diba? It will always be good if may problema na nakita from the previous medical since you're a member. Use those benefits para to address certain problems. No? Para hindi na siya either ma-address siya as soon as possible. Time para ma-clear ka na, pag sakay, hindi na madidelay yung corrected na siya sa A good example there kasi is yung mga, halimbawa, the ones who were seen to have, halimbawa, by ultrasound, nakitaan ng mga gallbladder polyps or gallbladder stones or any condition that may warrant surgical procedures. No? Hindi naman lagi yan agad na pinapatanggal nila. But again, they will always be advised how to go about with that. No? So with that in mind, pagbaba, gamitin niyo yung benepisyo niyo para we can address those. Para hindi tayo gahol sa oras. Time is always of the essence of the seafarers. No? Sometimes, unfortunately, most will only act when malapit na yung medical nila. Or even, most will even engage in wrong diets, no? Hindi para lang in anticipation of yung medical nila because they only see it as parang a stumbling block.
Requirement lang siya.
Like something to hurdle lang.
Something to tick off the checklist.
Yes. Sa AMOSUP po, gagawin namin kasi we have the services, no? So paparamdam namin sa iyo kung gaano namin kayo ka-importante at kamahal, no? Kung gaano namin pinapangalagaan ang inyong kalusugan, no? So, yan lang ang yun ay dapat gamitin po natin, no?
Yes.
Sa tamang paraan din. So, no? And by the way, ayaw namin rin kayo na most kasi will only avail maybe because of fear, yung mga ganyan, ano. So, but wag mabuhay sa takot, no? So, para mas magkaroon ng direction yung when in approaching oneself, no? Hindi dapat yan base sa takot sa ano. Tapos sa pamilya naman, it works both ways, no? So, sakripisyo ng ating seafarer. So, ang AMOSUP rin is nakaalalay rin, hindi lang sa ating mandaragat, no? Kundi sa kanilang mga pamilya rin, ano? So, also, importante rin na pangalagaan rin po ang kalusugan ng pamilya rin po, no? So, syempre, kung iisipin natin yan, halimbawa, ang isang miyembro ng pamilya ay nagkakasakit, syempre, malalaman ng ating seafarer yung kanyang pag-iisip somehow lilipad pa ba ng bahay, no? So part of him pupunta sa so mahirap po talaga, no? Pero mas maganda, know your benefits and avail of those benefits. Some of the problems naman are age related, regardless whether seafarer or dependents, no? So avail of it in the right way.
Ayan. Salamat po, Doc Domingo. Tama po yun dahil katuwang niyo po ang AMOSUP talaga. Ayan po ang pundasyon kung saan po itinatag ni Captain Oka at ngayon po itinutuloy ni Doc Oka ang mga serbisyo po ng ating unyon ng AMOSUP para sa ating mga mandaragat at sa inyo pong mga pamilya. Nandyan lang po ang Siemens Hospital, nandyan sila Dr. Domingo. Kaya po, huwag niyo po isipin na pinahihirapan or dagdag. Nandito lang po talaga para i-ensure na kayo po ay malusog at para po pag kayo sumampas sa barko, wala po kayong ma-experience ng mga problema. Kung meron man po, nandyan pa rin po ang telehealth natin, ang telemental health natin para po meron kayong access sa ating mga serbisyo sa AMOSUP Siemens Hospital. Ngayon, sa inyo pong mga screens, nandiyan po ang AMOSUP Contact Center details natin, ang telephone, mobile, globe, and smart natin. Paalala lamang po para sa tawag lang po ang mga numero na yan. Meron din po tayong AMOSUP Official Facebook page and group and AMOSUP Official YouTube channel kung saan po natin ina-upload ang mga episodes ng ating Alagang AMOSUP dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service. And for more information po on the service units po ng AMOSUP, kabilang na po dyan ang ating Family Medical and Dental Plan sa pamamagitan ng Siemens Hospitals. Nandiyan po ang www.amosup.org. Sa gitna po ng patuloy na tensyon sa Middle East, mayroon din po tayong nakatalagang AMOSUP Help Desk para sa inyo. Maaari po kayo makipag-ugnayan sa helpdesk@amosup.org para sa anumang katanungan o tulong na inyong kailangan. Katuwang din po natin ang Department of Migrant Workers at ang International Transport Workers Federation upang tiyakin ang kaligtasan, kapakanan at karapatan ng bawat Pilipinong mandaragat. Para sa inyong agarang tulong po at komunikasyon, nandito po ang kanilang mga contact details sa inyong mga screens. Muli, maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay. Salamat sa mga kasama natin sa Radyo Pilipinas. Si Ms. Susan Aizon, Milo Junela, J. Arevalo, Hero Lucero, Erwin Peñano, Justin Osayas at ang ating ka-AMOSUP na si Lara San Juan. Maraming salamat po, Dr. Domingo ng AMOSUP Siemens Hospital Manila sa inyong mahalagang pagbabahagi ng kaalaman ngayong araw. Higit sa lahat, pinasasalamatan namin ang inyong walang sawang paglilingkod at malasakit para sa kalusugan at kapakanan ng ating mga Pilipinong mandaragat at kanilang mga pamilya. Ngayong Men's Health Month, magsilbi sana itong paalala na ang regular na check-up, tamang pagkain, aktibong pamumuhay at pag-iwas sa bisyo ay mga simpleng hakbang na makakatulong upang manatiling malusog at makaiwas sa sakit. Sa ating mga mahal na seafarers at kanilang mga pamilya, tandaan po natin, kapag malusog ang katawan, mas matatag ang pamilya at mas ligtas ang bawat paglalayag. Pagbati rin po muli, syempre, sa lahat ng mga miyembro at dependents ng AMOSUP na siyang inspirasyon ng lahat ng mga programa at serbisyo ng ating unyon. Atin din pong subaybayan ang programang Alagang AMOSUP sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service at Radyo Pilipinas Radyo Publiko 738 kHz tuwing linggo alas 7 hanggang alas 7:30 ng gabi. Ako po si Camille Simbulan at ito po ang Alagang AMOSUP.
All aboard sa talakayan. Palalimin pa ang inyong kaalaman. Alagang AMOSUP dito sa Radyo Pilipinas World Service at Radyo Pilipinas Radyo Publiko.